Welcome to EYE on Sci-Fi podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 237 of EYE on Sci-Fi podcast, the podcast where we share with you terrific indie, science fiction, and fantasy online short films, web series, and other closely related media. We also, on occasion, have conversations with the talented filmmakers and creators who are producing sensational indie speculative work. Thank you for joining me. And in this episode, you are joining me for part three of a four-part series that we are doing on sci-fi and fantasy films that should never, ever be remade, rebooted, or reimagined. And this is going to be, this episode, a bit of a cheat because it is not just one film, but three that I'm going to include in this section. It is the OG Star Wars trilogy that started it all. Episode 4, Star Wars A New Hope. Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. And Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Now, let me place this caveat out there. We all know that George Lucas himself, years later, after the original trilogy was released, went back into the studio and with the more advanced and modern visual and special effects available to him, he altered the look of those original three films. And Lucas did it because he felt that with the more advanced technology available to him, that his full vision for what he wanted Star Wars to be, he would be able to put that on screen. But I think that I can say I am in the majority with many who believe that the original trilogy, in the way that they were originally released, is the best format and way to watch those films. And unfortunately, I think that you can only acquire the special editions now. So, Lucasfilm and Disney, if you are listening, release those original films in their original cut and format because so many of us who appreciate those films, we want to see them the way that they were originally released. And I know that this analogy is overused, but in this case, I believe it is true. Trying to reimagine or remake or reboot those films would be like trying to catch lightning in a bottle. It would just be impossible. They are about as perfect a film trilogy as you can get. And so for Hollywood to try to remake or reboot or reimagine them, I think, again, it would be a very big mistake and a waste of resources. Okay, that's it for this episode, everyone. Thank you again for joining me. And I encourage you to join us in episode 238 for the final part of our four-part series on sci-fi and fantasy films that should never be remade. Make sure to visit the link tree in our show notes so that you can enjoy our podcast archive of all of our other episodes. You will also be taken to our website, the7thmatrix.com, and I encourage you to explore all of the other terrific indie science fiction and fantasy short films, web series, and other closely related media that we have curated for you on the site. Also, make sure to sign up for our free daily newsletter. Monday through Friday, we will send you a noteworthy news item about the genre. So it can be, for instance, a book, television series, or film recommendation, a podcast episode, either EYE on Sci-Fi podcast or another podcast related to the genre, and more. And for becoming a subscriber, we will send you a free gift just to say thank you for supporting us in that way. Make sure to leave us a review and rating wherever you get your podcast, because that does help others find us, and we appreciate that too. Finally, we do need your support in order to continue to produce Ion Sci-Fi podcast and to do the work that we do over at the7thmatrix.com. And we appreciate all of this a great deal. So until next time, everyone, remember, take a break, escape the mundane, and enter the fantastic. Take care.